Hey guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Libra for September 2022. Keep in mind it's general, my friends. Take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, go about your day, and know that no matter what messages do come through, it's still up to you, your active free will, the choices you make, the steps you take in this world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. And to me, that's personal freedom, personal power, and it lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet, so use that power wisely, my friends. For all my subscribers, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you dig my vibe, if you like this, if it resonates with you and you want to be part of my tribe, please hit subscribe. I'd love to have you along this journey or along this ride, however you want to put it. So I'm going to take a moment before we get into the cards just to call in spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light. They're like, take your hat off, girlfriend. Like, the lights in my eyes. Anyway, any of my spirit guides or your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective to join us. And I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, any of you who would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, using or delivering messages for the most far-reaching, but again, only for our highest good. Top shelf only here, top notch. Okay, so hat goes back on because this sun is blinding. Anyway, I first have messages from Life Oracle here. And this is by Mario Duque. I just want to get some spiritual advice, guys, going forward for Libra, September 2022. Guys, it's good to see you. It's been a while since I've been doing these zodiacs, and I've missed you all. And it's been wonderful getting these messages because they're totally different than just random messages from Spirit. So it's nice getting a little bit more in touch with you guys. So this was going to like stick out when I grabbed it. It says, return to the inner temple. Says, I stopped destroying myself through negativity and worry. Today, I rediscover my inner self in silence and calmly study the lessons life has provided. I cease to panic and no longer imagine the worst even before something happens. In harmony and light, I return to the inner temple to discover the richness of each step of my life. And this is, I think, really important for all of us, just to get to that point where if we're having what I heard is a panic attack, if we are struggling mentally, if we're just feeling like we're overburdened, or there's a lot on our plate, or we're out of touch with spirit, or we just need a minute to ourselves, if we're trying to journey or meditate, imagine this place. This may not look like this to you. It's going to have its own look. It's going to be in its own place. But just take a few deep breaths in and out, quiet your mind, and close your eyes, and just imagine this inner temple and you standing there. And be open and willing to what it looks like, and willing to receive the messages that are there. Just be present. For some of you, I heard it may be really hard to meditate as well. So this may be one of those ways where your visualization is going to help you. Because I feel like it's also important too that you know, like it says here, sometimes what I heard is sometimes you got to grab it. Like I took it out of there. Sometimes you got to grab it. You got to snatch that opportunity. You have to go for what you want. And in this, I feel like for some of you guys as well, there's a message I have that was channeled before I started this reading, and I'll give it to you in a minute. But rediscovering yourself in calm and learning the lessons that has happened. This is really, if there's a lot going on, know that panicking, it definitely won't help us, right? And not to say that we can always help it, but if we get through the panic attack, or if we're mid-panic attack, this may actually really help you. Going forward is just to, again, visualize this calm place, a place that can bring you calm, so that when we're going through this, we can use this. This is our toolbox. This is our backpack, Dora, right? Like backpack, what do I have? I have my visualization skills. I have my breathing skills. I have my rationality, and I have my grace with myself, because we're going to feel these things. Like, that's why it's called a panic attack. It's not like we can always help it, but again, when we start to get into it, or if we're getting to a point where it's been too long, and this stuff's hard on our nervous system as well, right? Visualizations, my friends. Find your calm. Find your happy place. Find the place where you feel like this is returning to you. So consciousness is at the bottom. And what I want to say is, before I get into consciousness, I had a message from my grandmother before my grandmother passed away in March. And I had this message come through, which was basically kill them with kindness, because that was my grandma's answer to mean people, was don't stoop down to their level. Be so friggin' nice that they just hate it, right? Because you're just being so nice, and they hate you, maybe. Maybe they're gonna be mean, but don't stoop down. You stay you, my friends. You do you, boo, right? Keep your energy solid and grounded. And this, I am conscious of each thought and feeling that I manifest. Are these energies constructive or destructive? As my inner consciousness is reflected in my surroundings, I overcome my inferior emotions and negative thoughts to leave room only for those that are pure. I am mindful of what I create in this universe. In this way, I become an expression of divine light. I think it's, again, very important that you know that you are a conscious creator. So within our worlds as well, if we are, it's what we focus on as well. What we're focusing on becomes our worlds. Kind of like if we have to work a lot, it's almost like we haven't had enough time out of work to experience life outside of that. So that becomes our world, right? Everything that's going on, it's revolving around work, potentially, right? And this is coming back to, again, I wanting to find our inner temple, wanting to find that space and place and time where we, what I heard is, can just be us. Now for some of you this is by the water, but I also want to show you the blue in here, in that green, in that ocean, which to me is heart-centered truth as well. Being able to listen to those waves, listen to the feelings, listen to the places I heard that this wants to take you. But what are the truths that you seek? What are the answers that are being given to you here? For some of you, it's the feeling that you get as well. Like, I mean, and be open, because they want me to take the dragon before I do my tarot. But what I said is, like, I lost it. It'll come back. So let's see what messages the Dragon Tarot, I have that, but the Dragon Oracle would like us to know here for this return to the inner temple. So they threw down to the ground the golden crested dragon, and on the bottom was the air and fire dragon, which the air dragon, actually, when I was pre-shuffling, did come out for you guys, and it came out for, I think Scorpio, maybe? I'm not sure. Golden Christed Dragon brings you higher love so that you can embody Christ light. Absorb the Christ light, you are protected, expand your heart, and remain fifth dimensional. And this goes back to that kill them with kindness thing as well. To me, my grandmother could definitely carried that Christ light, right? And in the ways and acts and service and just how she was as a person. And to even say, you know what, I know you're upset, but kill them with kindness. Because, I mean, it's true. You can just be you and be good and do good things. And, you know, if people are going to get mad at you regardless, right? Some people, you just rub them the wrong way. You're light. It's like, fuck, I can't handle it. She's too bright. And that's fine. Let them stay in their darkness. But the thing is, it's like, this is you being you, but it's going to piss them off. I heard like a motherfucker, right? This is going to piss them off. And for you, you're protected. So just stay in you. And for many of you, this is raising the vibration of people around you just by being you. And I think that this is leading by example as well. It is important to set some boundaries, okay? So the bottom under here, let's read this. Expand your creative energies, harness your creativity, excitement, enthusiasm, communicate your passion with this air and fire dragon. Let it out. But do this in a way that is rooted or anchored, what I heard is in Christ consciousness. There could be eruptions, there could be explosions, and again, this could be like, if there's a lot going on, like if we're panicking because we're somewhere down here and the friggin' lava's coming, take this moment again. Be conscious of, I'm having a panic attack. How can I alleviate this? And go into your deep breaths. Hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And be conscious that you're breathing in the good, exhaling the yeah. And asking that energy to be transmuted with love out to the world. I feel like in this inner temple, you're going to find some passions. You're going to hear some truths, and Spirit's going to tell you or show you your directions, or you already know. You're just going to be given confirmation. So, communicating our passions, and this, for some of you, this could be loved ones. For some of you, this is you just really starting to, I heard, find your flow and realize, yeah, your passions, and that you can do something with this, and that this has been maybe this gift, this God-given gift, this, whoever your soul, right, whatever you've been, whoever you are inside, it's here for a reason. You're here for a reason, because your passions, what you've been good at, I think you're probably coming, ooh, they threw a bunch. So the top one, I need to take that. The Nine of Swords flipped in the deck, and the Knight of Cups is in the reverse. The World was at the bottom in the reverse as well here as well. And if you see, they've built this kind of like end of the world bunker. I heard that things may not always feel stable. They may not feel super stable right now. And like I said, if they don't, go back to that place where, for some of you, I heard worship, but this is not necessarily religious or biblical kind of stuff. This is your altar. This is where you do your, I heard spell work, but even that, okay, our intentions and the words we say, that's a spell. Asking for blessings. It's what we're intention, everything we do, in a way, it's what intentions we're using. And when they're talking to me about magic here, is that they're saying like about not being a such thing as like a good and a bad, right? We see the wicked witch, but we don't think about what made her wicked, right? That she might have not been grown. She might not have come out wicked. This is saying be the good witch. They're showing me Glenda from Wizard of Oz. Okay? Be the good witch. Not all witches are ugly. They're only ugly if they perform their magic in ugly ways. And if we use anger and we're harnessing that and we're using angry visualizations, or just like really, really projecting a lot of negativity or hate towards someone, this kind of stuff, it is just, we need to be protected of it as well. But that's also where they're showing me like the apple, right? You don't need to take that apple. Not everything is as it's presented. And they're showing me like, I like crunchy apples. So, you know, if you get some apples, you can get them, but you gotta eat them. If you want them crunchy, it's like a couple days after it's off the tree, or you get it out of the bag, because as soon as you get it home, it's gonna go kind of mushy. This is those kinds of things that it might look super yummy, juicy, shiny, and red, but it may not be so delicious inside. It's about texture, okay? Some people like them, but it's what you do with this apple too, because some of those apples bake with them, right? They're softer. But also, okay, I'm sharing a little tip with you guys. If you do live in apple country, if you have a lot of apples and you like to bake with them, grate your apples, my friends, freeze it in freezer bags. Like my kids like apple oatmeal, and it is so easy to grate the apples, put in a freezer bag, flatten it out, and then just like break pieces off and throw it in the water, frozen. Throw it in the water. It creates such a yummy taste in that oatmeal. So anyway, just that was one of my little tips. It's probably because my grandmother came through for us today, and is definitely one of the spirit guides coming through, and that's something that she would do too, because for years apples are a big thing. You know, apples are definitely a big thing in my family, but I think in like her pagan worlds, and even just like in our pre-industrialized world, apples are a mainstay throughout a lot of winter for a lot of people, and have been throughout centuries. You can do so much with applesauce as well. So if like you got a whole bunch of apples, make some applesauce. You can can it, you can freeze it, and you can bake with it, right? So anyway, I'm gonna get off my baking tangent, but this is substitutions. Okay, so what they heard is I have the 4 hazards here, And this might be why, because in times of zombie apocalypse, or if any of you guys tried looking for toilet paper or things like that during the COVID times, shit was gone. People panicked. And this is where this guy's hauled up. Had someone's panicked, and there's resources are thin. And the thing is that we can always change, we can always adapt. And if you weren't able to adapt in that circumstance, it might have been a whole lot harder, right? So if you couldn't find oil, you can use like other kinds, right? But if you can't find cooking oil, you can use applesauce. So I think that's where they're going. It's just sometimes you need to substitute. And this might be, for some of you, this is in the kitchen, getting creative. Because it saves you, first off, if you can't, like with the apples, okay? If you can't keep them somewhere appropriate, then at least you can take it out. You make apple bread, apple muffins. There's so many things you can do with one little preparation. A little preparation goes a long way, as long as you have some creativity. And if we keep things exciting in the kitchen, that's like what I heard is that's the zest of life. Because your taste buds, they don't want to eat the same thing all the time. For some of you, like, this part resonated for me because I have some picky kids. And sometimes you just get bored of needing to make sure that what they want to eat, like, I don't make 2 meals. However, there are certain things that I know that they're going to eat. So something in that variation needs to be put on the table so that they're going to eat something. And there's times where it's just like, it gets a little bit monotonous, I guess, right? Nobody wants to eat the same thing. So this Knight of Cups with the 9 of Swords in reverse, I feel like somebody, though, I heard they've been eating the same thing for a while, okay? This brain needs a new brain, because that brain is terrified of love, is what I heard. Is afraid of getting hurt, because something's always bit them. And they're afraid they're going to bite back. That could be you, could be vice versa, right? Take it how it resonates. So let's get a little bit more on this 9 of Swords, please. Thank you. Knight of Wands. 7 of Cups is on the bottom. And this was in the reverse. You have the Queen of Wands in the reverse too. That was under while I flipped her, however she is. So, wands. 8 of Hazards in the reverse. Somebody might not be coming forward so fast either, because first off, they don't feel like they've learned the lessons properly, and they know that you're going to see right through them with the 5 of Swords under there. And they want me to show you again that we got the 7 of Swords, kick them to the curb, or throw them to the zombies, and hold yourself up until you find, they find the right one, you find the right one. But first off, they said something about mentality, and this is being conscious again of the mentalities and who we're listening to. What discussions we're having with our heads. Because we create, again, the thoughts that we choose to focus on it can set precedence in our reality. So one thing you could do, I heard, is kind of Reiki for crown chakra. You may want to look that up on YouTube. For some of you, this is really, if you know that there's people in your life who are talk and got a lot to say, you know, snip that shit. You know that you don't need to focus on that, because what we read, what we listen to, what we watch, it becomes our brain, right? And who we talk to, who we're around, what they're saying, what's their mindset, is it positivity, is it negativity, is it one based on love and inclusion, is it one that is based on othering people, is it one that is, because I also heard like there's the projections, right, of jealousy can show itself in a lot of different ways, and a lot of times, sometimes the people that are putting us down are trying to make us small, or make us feel defeated, or destroy us, or whoever these people are that have bit us. It's because, again, your light's too shiny, my friends, and they just didn't know what to do with it. And as I heard, some of you, they're afraid you're going to leave, or they're afraid you're going to find something better. And this is abuse, okay? So if you are going through this, this is not healthy. This is not a healthy relationship, and I feel like you know that. And it's just at this point, I think they're bringing me back to that lava. Let it overflow and deal with those consequences. Like, what comes out of lava? I think obsidian, and which is volcanic glass, and lava stone. And these things can help transmute energies, can help remove negativities. It can't just boil. What I heard is your blood's going to boil. It can't just boil and boil and boil under the surface. So for some of you, if you got a lot of stuff going on, this is where use your creative energies to kind of move past the situation. For some of you, there's a lot of confusion, right? And I think that this is important where get your body moving, burn off the energy. Could be take a walk. It could be, for me, I'm going to hop on an elliptical, get on a treadmill, pick up some weights, grab a skipping rope, play some Wii. Do something, right? Get up and walk around. Do some stretches. Get some yoga. Do something that is going to bring you into awareness with your body and bring you, have sex. Bring some kind of release with yourself if need be. Have some kind of release. There's, for some of you, if it's kind of been like, I flip this over like this. So in between, here we have the 2 of hazards, and again this 8 of hazards in the reverse with the Queen of Wands under there. So it could be someone's manipulated as well. I have a garbage truck coming out, so hopefully it's not too loud. Actually, I'm going to pause you guys. Okay, I'm back. They are still down the road, but not right outside my house, so hopefully it's not going to be quite as noisy. I'm going to show you the cards. 3 of Cups. Sorry, 2 of Cups. Yeah, no, it's the 3 of Cups. Bliss and happiness. 10 of Cups. And this was another one of those that were with the other cards too, right? 6 of Cups in reverse. So what I heard is, again, someone could be lonely or upset that they don't have you, is what I heard, or you are not with them. Oh shit, the King of Wands is under there too. With the Moon. Ace of Hazards. What is that? Temperance in the reverse. A lot has been hidden. A lot has been hidden, I heard from you. This person's feelings for you as well. Now, if you resonated with some, I heard douchebaggery happening around you, someone trying to put you down and make you feel small, I feel like you know that that is not your person. That is not your soulmate. That is not your... Okay, they're bringing something else up. Sometimes we react in bad ways. We react in ways that we could have done better. So there is a difference between having a kind of disagreement or an argument, or both people being triggered and saying things that they don't mean, they regret. There's a difference between regretting that and coming back to the person and the people, both of you, and say, look, I'm really sorry. And it's how we move on and deal with things, and if we're an adult about it. If your person disregards your feelings and puts you down more for having them and then gaslights you for the situation, they're not your soulmate. Okay? This is really knowing, I feel like, the difference between what's going to light us up and fulfill us and make us happy. But I also feel like we want to make sure that we're going for relationships that don't make us feel dead inside. Some of us as well, what I feel like with this could be that we're clinging to someone because of a memory or a past But we need to look at the here and now, and what is it like now? For some of you as well, like, this is emotional resources, this is actual resources, and somebody, like here, that he's la 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 la. So if you do have someone around you who keeps things, like, this is that, again, it doesn't feel like the person necessarily is romantic. It could be someone jealous of your romantic relationships as well. But if, I heard it could even have been you in the past with relationships, not really knowing how to communicate as well, or the people you're with. There is, even myself, I can tell you, I thought I was this great communicator. Not so much, right? When it comes to trying to communicate my wants and feelings and getting out, it's taking me, and I'm working on it a while, because it doesn't always come out in the way it should, the way I hope it did, or hope it would, and then it's how it's presented, then going to the person it's presented to, and it's, where we are in our healing journey, and all that kind of thing. That, what I heard is, again, just making sure that we're all human, right? But we come back to the higher self, we come back to the higher good and love for ourselves and others, and come from a place of heart-centeredness. And again, if we catch ourselves even being kind, and if we catch ourselves being the nasty one, to take ourselves back and be like, you know what, to that inner temple, and ask yourself why. What's going on? What do I need to do to remedy this situation? For some of you guys, I swear it's a run. And if you can't run because my knees are bad, the elliptical is so awesome. Fan bike, do something, move, get your heart rate up, even if it's 5-10 minutes, 2 minutes. Do some jumping jacks in your living room. If you can't jump, alternate feet, like hands up in the air, and put one leg to the side. Bring it back in. As you raise your other arm, take the other leg out. This is, if you can't move, if you're in a chair, put your arms up. If you can't move your arms, is there something that you can do? Move your neck, move your head, do something, breathe, move your fingers. If you can't, if you have that ability, and what I heard is be thankful that you do. So, I feel like that's the message I have for you. I'm going to leave it at that. But remember, this golden Christed dragon, what I heard is he anoints you and delivers you to the kingdom of heaven. Weird. But it's not weird, because it's the kingdom of heaven that our temple, that connection with the divine. Christ consciousness is this open, it's sharing our open heart and letting our radiant joy spread out into the world, and helping, what I heard as well, is protect people. So expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional, my friends. I love you all, mwah, and I will talk to you later, Libra. Bye, guys.